It is indeed a me, Donald Trump Monday, that is for sure. Because in this breaking story, we all know Donald Trump just loves to compliment himself and congratulate himself and say how wonderful he is and how much he deserves and how much he's done, whether it's a stone cold lie or not. But in this breaking story, we have to compliment a foreign correspondent for calling Donald Trump out in a way that I have not seen literally in 9 years. You do not want to miss this. Show it to you in a few seconds. Take a quick listen to be reminded how Donald has viewed himself, but all of a sudden how it's changed a little this term. This.
Back when Donald Trump was newer to presidential politics, he would often frame himself as the foremost authority on, well, pretty much everything.
Nobody knows the system better than me. I alone can fix it.
I understand things. I comprehend very well. Better than, I think, almost anybody. I think I know more about the environment than most people. I know more about wind than you do.
These days, though, Trump sounds a little different. Maybe it's the sagging poll numbers or the unpopular policies, but he seems more willing than ever to admit the limits of his self-described very large brain.
Your Secretary of State says everyone who's here, citizens and non-citizens, deserve due process. Do you agree, Mr. President?
I don't know. I'm not a lawyer.
Don't you need to uphold the Constitution of the United States as president?
I don't know.
Are your administration sending migrants to Libya?
I don't know. You'll have to ask Homeland Security.
Can you explain why you picked her to be America's top doctor?
Because Bobby thought she was fantastic. I don't know her. I listened to the recommendation of Bobby.
And since Trump has his focus on fascism, pressuring Paramount to fire Stephen Colbert, how about we let Colbert talk about Trump's brain?
Speaking of delusional, a little bit later on, I'll be talking to the author of the Trump White House tell-all of Fire and Fury, Michael Wolff, okay? Now, the book is just packed with nuggets of, oh my God. If you have not read it yet, here are the cliff notes. Trump dumb. Staff worried. For instance, here's one. When one of his advisors sat down with Trump to explain the Constitution, he says, I got as far as the Fourth Amendment before his finger is pulling down on his lip and his eyes are rolling back in his head. Boring. But get to the part with the rapping and the music, okay? Where's Pumbaa? You know, Thomas Jefferson himself said, Hakuna Matata. This book has led a lot of people to question whether Donald Trump is mentally stable enough to be president. Spoiler alert. But on Saturday, Trump slapped back the notion that he's incompetent, tweeting, actually, throughout my life, my two greatest assets have been mental stability and being, like, really smart. Being, like, really smart is not the same thing as being really smart, sir.
So in this breaking story, which you cannot miss, you have to watch the whole thing. Check out how brave and brilliant this correspondent from India is, calling Trump out, making fun of him, and saying the truth out loud from A to Z right here.
If only Donald Trump was president in the 20th century, so much could have been avoided. The First World War, the Second World War, the nuclear arms race, the Cold War, Trump could have prevented all of it. After all, his surname is Ceasefire. We know that all politicians are full of themselves. They can be arrogant and boastful. But Trump is one step ahead. He is shamelessly full of himself. And we saw an example of that yesterday. The White House openly demanded a Nobel Peace Prize for Donald Trump. Listen to this.
The president has now ended conflicts between Thailand and Cambodia, Israel and Iran, Rwanda and the Democratic Republic of the Congo, India and Pakistan, Serbia and Kosovo, and Egypt and Ethiopia. This means President Trump has brokered, on average, about one peace deal or ceasefire per month during his 6 months in office. It's well past time that President Trump was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize.
I think she missed a few there, like Tom and Jerry, Harry Potter and Voldemort, Batman and the Joker, and Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader. If you're going to make fake claims, might as well go all in. It's been a hallmark of Donald Trump. He claims credit for everything. What's worse? He wants global recognition for it. In other words, he wants the Nobel Peace Prize. Now, just to be clear, a lot of unworthy people have received this prize. A lot of unworthy people have also been nominated for it. But none of them asked for it. I mean, this is not a reality TV contest. It's not like you can send an SMS to Norway nominating Donald Trump. You must let your actions speak. So let's look at Trump's actions. We mentioned his bombing record earlier on the show. Trump has dropped 530 bombs in 6 months. To put that in context, his predecessor, Joe Biden, dropped 555 bombs over his whole presidency, 4 years. Trump has dropped 530 in 6 months. Not very peaceful, is it? Let's also look at aid cuts. Trump has cut 80% of America's foreign aid. That's almost $60 billion of help. And we are talking about life-saving help, like vaccination campaigns, remote health centers, public health services, and medicine distribution. What will be the impact of these cuts? Medical journal Lancet has done some research. They say the aid cuts could cause 14 million deaths by 2030. I'll repeat that for you. 14 million deaths due to Trump's aid cut. And a third of those are children. Does this sound like a peace laureate to you? Does this sound like a respectable statesman? The answer is no. Someone tell Trump that typing in all caps is not diplomacy, plus it's out of fashion. Gen Z would be horrified by the all caps. This is the era of small Ks. But coming back to his credit fever. As a species, we should be more thankful to Trump. Thanks to his negotiations with God, the sun rises every day. Thanks to his mediation, ships can sail on the ocean. If not for him, gravity would not exist. Give us a break. Americans can vote for whoever they want to. Just don't expect the world to fall in line. I can think of a dozen people who deserve the Nobel Peace Prize. Trump is certainly not one of them. And I'll tell you what disqualifies him. It's not just what he is doing now. It's what he will do if he wins the prize. I can guarantee that Trump will sell a Nobel experience at Mar-a-Lago. You can come, click pictures with the prize and go. Just $500. Chances are he will also sell Nobel-themed belt buckles and baseball cards. Again, just $100 each. But jokes aside, there are too many reasons to disqualify Trump. You've got casual sexism. You've got sexual assault allegations. You've got casual rape. You've got Islamophobia, and you've got actual warmongering. Take your pick. There are two kinds of leaders in this world. One who leave the world a better place, the other who leave it worse than they found it, and Trump is clearly in category 2. We suggest he take up a new obsession and leave us alone. In fact, I've got an idea. There is a country in Africa with vast reserves of rare earth elements. It's called Wakanda. If US officials are listening, get Trump on the job. Urge him to sign a deal with them. If anyone can, it's Donald Diplomacy Trump.
Why bother to say much more? She covered it all the way from beginning to now. Absolute genius. Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader. Dang, that is some solid stuff. And she's right. Hey, listen, if you're going to lie and go all the way, go all the way. Why not? Old friend of mine used to say, hey, if you're going to burn a bridge, torch the motherfucker, right? So that explains so much about the psychoses of MAGA and what they have ignored because, well, he was sent by God and he's a white guy. That is one of the most genius things and obviously biggest reasons why Donald Trump will never, should never, and cannot ever get the Nobel Peace Prize in his lifetime with his name on it. Hey, Donald, dipstick, dismissive, denigrating, never gonna happen. You guys stay frosty.